The time check is 12:30 a.m. Barbara Magala, my name is your life coach in financial literacy and also an advocate for gender and silver chain in agriculture. Today, I just want to share my entrepreneurship journey just to encourage one person or two out there. I know I have not arrived, I have not made it, but I can share the experience that I've been through and can be of help to somebody out there. Before I start my entrepreneurship journey, I just want to say thank you to a few people. They say always give credit where it is deserved. I want to first start with that is say thank you to the Almighty God. He has been so good to me. Just as the Bible says that He gives the strength and the wisdom to make wealth and He adds no sorrow to it. I have seen that work out for me really, and have never run out of ideas, and every idea that the Almighty God has always guided me, I've seen it work it out for me. So always trust God, put God first in whatever you do. And then too, I want to say thank you to my first employers. You guys, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to work in your company, much as I did not even have serious documents. You trusted me, and while I worked with you guys, I was able to learn a few things like how to behave in a working environment. I learned honesty and integrity, and since we're dealing with the cash directly, I learned how to count money. I also learned how to deal with the customers. Thank you guys. And then also I want to say thank you to my lecturer, that is Dr. Anthony Tiwendana. By that time he was the country director of Global Business Lab, Makerere University. And then also he was my lecturer, lecturing me principles of management and marketing, that is at Cobams. I want to say thank you very much, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to join the lab with my business partner. Thank you really for that great opportunity you gave us. Of course, not forgetting your team, that is the business managers, and that is the Ansel Wire and Kenneth Natlinda. You guys, thank you for mentoring us. Thank you for always guiding us, especially Ansel. You were disciplinary, and I remember you always hard on me, but today I appreciate because you shaped me into a very good business owner. Thank you very much for that big heart. Of course, not forgetting the student ambassadors of the lab by that time. That is David Nyaribi, who's now the ambassador of possibilities. Then Ocha Kelvin, that one we always parallel, but you shaped me in one way or the other. And say thank you. And also not forget, of course, that is my business partner, Sharon Amono. Thank you. Thank you, my sister. Thank you very much for being with me. Thank you for always encouraging me. I know things didn't work out so well, but at least you played a role that I can never forget, and it is my prayer that one day we should just throw a party and just hug each other and just talk about how far we have come. Really, thank you very much for the sister heart. Thank you for always being there for me, and thank you for being there for Pure Clean Company. I know it is not in operation now, but it is really something that we can talk about. It was really a platform that he joined us together, and he shaped us together into better people of today. Thank you. And also not forget my team, my first employees, that is Lyndon and Joel. Thank you guys for coming on board. Thank you for being there for Pure Clean. You really accepted to work for the company even without a salary. Thank you for the big heart. Of course, not forgetting Nathan Senyondo. You were one of the best marketeers for Pure Clean. Really, thank you. Actually, I learned a few things from you when it comes to marketing. Wherever you are, I can say, Nathan, thank you very much. And also, no, of course, not forget my childhood and best friend, that is Laban. Thank you very much. You always traveled 1,000 miles just to find me in my hostel, which was a hostel, and at the same time my office, and just to give me a word or two of encouragement. Thank you. And of course, I'll not forget that you are the first person who introduced me to a book that turned my life around, that is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Thank you very much for the big heart. Of course, not forget my parents. Thank you for being there with me, especially my mom. You have always believed in me, both in good and bad. You have always been there for me. Thank you very much. Okay, now back to my entrepreneurship journey. My journey as an entrepreneurship started off in 2013. That is when I had lost my job. I was a second year student, and I was a second year student, and by that time, really, this is something that came when I was not prepared. I was not prepared for it, and it quite gave me a difficulty, but I was able to manage through the guidance of the Almighty God. How did it start? In 2013, in my second semester, I was I was asked to resign my job, and it became a very big blow in my life, because I was like, okay, I've lost my job. What is next? And I was this kind of student that had been used to handling cash. I was able to, by the time when I was working, I had money, and I was able to meet most of my needs. When it came to buying handouts, it was always easy for me. Actually, I could even buy for fellow students. So losing that job really became quite difficult for me by that time, and I had only saved 700,000 my account, and yet here I had to pay tuition of 1,250,000 plus hostel fee. So I decided to call on my parents, who were not also able to meet all my demands. Yes, they were able only to pay the tuition and the hostel fee, but remember, I was this kind of a working class student that was used to wearing the hairstyle that I liked, put on the clothes I liked. So really adjusting life became quite difficult for me. So like, okay, what is next? And actually, not forgetting, by that time I did not have serious documents that could get me employed anywhere. So I just decided to sit one night. I was like, okay, I've lost the job, but life must continue. What do I do to get money? What do I do to keep up the kind of lifestyle that I have been in? So I was like, okay, maybe I can venture into business. So like, okay, if it is business, the way to go, what is next? So I sat down, and by that time, actually, I was reading a book called Think Big, and also I was reading a book of 100 businesses one can venture into by somebody called Nangoli. And also I was reading the book that is Rich Dad Poor Dad, that was introduced to me by my friend. So I was like, okay, I can venture into business. So what I did, I decided to write down different business ideas that I could venture into in line with my passion and interest. And then after doing that, my next thing was, okay, what does it take for each business to do in terms of capital and time? Remember, I was a student, so I had to put all that into consideration, balancing between being a student and then also running the business. So that is what I decided to do, and this is a tip that I'm encouraging for everyone out there. Before you just run into starting up a business, you need to first write down the different business ideas in line with your passion, and then you need to ask yourself, what does it take for each business? That is in terms of capital, and then in terms of time, and also other factors. This story of life of entrepreneurship journey is to be continued. Just keep watching. All the best.